And good afternoon, everybody. Once again, Talk About Texas is on the air. I'm Roy Holly. Good to have you listening in on this beautiful Saturday. Boys, the weather's been nice lately. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for this pretty weather. Well, we've got quite a group lined up today. My good friend Travis Kooch, my other good friend Geach Kooch's son, had to put Geach's name in there in case he's listening. Travis is here with me today.
How are you, Roy?
And we're going to be talking about Freedom Forever Solar, and he's brought along his boss, James DeCocq, and we're going to talk about solar. And you're going to learn a lot about it, and we're going to kind of educate you on the good solar companies out there and the ones that aren't so good, and what you need to look out. And if you want to get more information, we're going to give you a way that you can hook up with these guys. We also have Molly Vogt, and Molly's going to be talking to us with one of her friends about all the stuff that's going on with the people that are, kids are being kidnapped and sold into slavery and all that. There's a great story this young woman that she's got with her is going to share. She's executive director of this organization in town, and they help young girls and young boys who have been, what do they call it? What's the word?
Human trafficking, yes.
Human trafficking, yeah. And then we've got our friend Loretta who's going to be here from the conservative organization we've been talking about here lately, and I don't have it in front of me, that's why I can't read it. And then Virgil Holman, been the manager at Luckenbach, Texas for 15 years, off and on doing different things. And Virgil's going to be here with this
Place I grew up loving.
Huh?
Place I grew up loving.
Yeah, we're gonna spend some time with Virgil this afternoon, visiting about the history of Luckenbach. And so whatever you want to know about Luckenbach, be listening in. We're gonna bring you up to date on it and what's going on out there in the history of it this afternoon. And then last but not least, Sonny Barr is going to be with us, and we're going to be talking about water, ionized alkaline water, and what you can do with it, and how it can help you and make you healthier and make you feel better. So we got a great show lined up, and let's start off right now with Travis Kooch. Travis, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Roy.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into Freedom Forever Solar?
All right, well, Roy, I've been an adult probation officer for a little over 18 years, and I love my job. I get to help people learn how to deal with problems and issues, how they can just get through the day-to-day things that we all have to deal with. I've had several people. I had one couple that was a father and son. I had them both on probation, and they were not getting along well. They didn't come in office together.
What I see the common thread is with solar, from what our conversation before and what you do now.
Yes.
You help people.
I love helping people.
So let's talk about solar.
Okay.
And how can you help people with solar? Now, and this isn't just any solar.
Right.
I want to mention this up front. I know that you hear about solar, you see about solar, people call you on the phone all the time about solar. My dad gets 4 or 5 calls a week about solar. But we want the people I have with me today that are talking about solar, we want you to know these are the real deal. They've got a big company backing, and they've got a great reputation. So if they tell you they're going to do something, they do it. And that, of course, is what's really important.
Yes, this is Freedom Forever Solar, the company that I got involved with. I've just recently bought a new home, and I'd shopped around for solar because I wanted to go green and I wanted to save money on my electric bill. And after shopping around for a while and looking out there, I went with one of the largest privately owned solar companies in the nation called Freedom Forever Solar. The people seemed very genuine. Every person I dealt with, and it gives me a great deal. It was not the cheapest one, but it was the best. The one that I felt most.
There's a difference.
Yes.
The cheapest can be the best, but not often. Usually, there's a compromise in there. It's not necessarily the most expensive.
Right.
But it's more than the cheapest, but then why is the reason? That's what you do when you sit down and talk to people.
Right.
And explain to them, here's the deal, and this is why, this is this. You give them some education.
Yes, and I liked the quality that they offered. I don't know anything about solar panels and electrical stuff, so I wanted somebody else that could take care of that for me. I'm not an electrical engineer.
So you're going to trust them.
Yes, and this company I found, I mean, they're huge and they're giant, but if for some reason something tragic happened and they were to go under tomorrow, they've got money set aside that would take care of their promises. Very few do.
So the moral of our story, if I can presume this, is that not all solar companies are created equal.
Oh, definitely not, definitely not. Yeah, I've ran into several that I wasn't comfortable with them at all.
All right, we're going to introduce your guest here in just a second, but I want you to let people know how they can reach you right now. People are listening, and they say, yeah, Travis sounds like a pretty good old boy. We trust him to talk to us about solar. How do they reach you if they want to set up an appointment?
Well, they can reach us on Facebook at Let's Talk Solar San Antonio. We've also got email at letstalksolarsanantonio@gmail.com, and our phone number is 210-651-2255.
One more time.
210-651-2255 for Freedom Forever Solar.
Why don't you introduce your guest for me?
Yes, this is our manager from Freedom Forever Solar, Mr. James DeCocq.
James, welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's a glorious afternoon, and I'm so glad to be here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you get into the solar business?
Well, I actually got into solar about 7 years ago. I've got a degree in marine biology, a master's in marine affairs and policy, been a 3-time city manager, and helped develop about 150 special taxing districts. And when we had that first bubble back in 2008, I had to figure out something else to do. Development wasn't happening, and this was something that seemed like a natural progression for me. So I actually went out to California. I helped actually the number 3 company in the nation go to number 2 to number 1. And ironically, we talked about all aren't created equal. Those 2 companies no longer exist, actually.
So what was the difference between all the other companies and Freedom Forever Solar that you're a fairly intelligent person and you made this choice to go with this company? What were the most important things that you liked about them that decided that you wanted to represent them?
Well, there's 2 things that really sold this for me. Like I said, I've been around the block. I've been with solar. I've helped literally hundreds, if not thousands, of families have this make sense for them. A couple things that set them apart. Number 1, it is the largest privately owned solar company in the nation. I just actually sat down with Brett Bouchey the other day. He is the CEO of Freedom Forever, and I asked him, are you ever going to go public? He said, absolutely not. He said, because when you go public, we're beholden to our quarterly reports, and we're beholden to the stockholders. Their goal is to keep driving down the prices and keep passing those savings on so that everyone can get solar. That's the number 1 thing, and the other one is their 25-25-25. We actually do monitor and maintain your systems for 25 years with 100% money-back guarantee.
Explain that. How do you monitor the system?
Okay, now that's pretty common right now in the industry, so it's not a magic trick, but it's pretty neat. It's just an app. We actually have signals that are sent to us every 15 minutes. And it monitors every single panel, everything that's going on with the system.
Every panel that's on the house or the building, it monitors.
That's correct. So you can actually see the amount of output that's being done on each panel. In fact, there's a funny story. I love this one. We had a lady just the other day, her panel number 3 was acting weird. We called her. We thought maybe it had been impacted by a golf ball. She lives on a course. It was a Frisbee sitting on that panel. And it was enough to have that production go down, enough for us to notice to call her. She moved it with the broom. The production came right back up.
Who would have thought that a Frisbee would but that's good that.
But one of the nice things is Freedom Forever guarantees the amount of energy that they're producing every month.
Say that again.
Freedom Forever Solar guarantees the amount of energy they're producing every month.
That's correct. So what we do is within that monitoring, and this is what we do, is we do a true-up every 2 years. If we didn't give you the amount we say, we're actually going to pay you the amount that you had to buy extra in electricity from your electric company at the going rate. Not at a flat rate, at the rate that you
All
actually
solar
pay.
companies do that?
Oh, no.
We're the only one.
So, well, that's why you're number 2. On your way to number 1.
Well, working toward it for sure. Yes.
Well, and you're engaging the people that you talk to and meet to all the time and talk to you about this product. What are some of their major concerns? Give me a couple of their concerns that they would have when you sit down and talk to somebody, and why don't you address those?
All right, so one of the questions that they frequently ask is, what happens if it stops working?
And it's exactly leads into what we we're just talking about. Well, first of all, because we're giving you a production guarantee, we're going to monitor it and we're going to repair it. So if there's a normal wear and tear issue, we're going to call you up. Hey, Roy, panel number 3 is acting a little bit weird. Make sure there's not a Frisbee on it first, right? But we're going to go ahead and come out and fix it. That's it. Hey, how's Tuesday to come out and get that done? Why are we going to do that? Because I don't make money by paying your electric bills. I make money by giving you solar. I make money by
And
making
you
sure
have
the
money
system works.
by referrals, and I would think this is a highly referred business. because people are social animals. They come to people's homes, they talk about it, and if they're happy with it, they'll tell 50 people. If they're not happy, they'll tell 1,000.
Right.
We all know that, how
Right.
that works.
That is absolutely correct. But we've always got a couple of great questions. I mean, how does it work? I mean, Travis, you've been through the process. What were some of the other questions you had in mind when you were first going through
Well,
this
one of my
process?
first questions that I later found out was not one of the right questions asked, but I get it asked frequently is, how much does it cost?
And that's a really good question. Now, that's a tough one to answer. I can't just give you a flat rate. It's like saying, how much does it cost to fill a tank of gasoline? I don't know what make and model, what size of tank.
How do
where am
you
I?
start? With the square footage of a house?
Actually, what we do is there's a lot of things that come into that factor. So the first one is the angle of the roof. South is best, then west, then east. How much shade do you get? You might have a beautiful south roof. You've got these gorgeous trees that are, adding out value to your
So
home.
the less shade, the better.
Correct. The more sun you have, the better the angle toward the south, the amount of square feet you have on that roof. A nice long flat A-frame is better than a new architectural with all the pitches. So all those things come into it. And then finally, how much electricity do you actually need? So we base it on all those factors. It takes about 15, 20 minutes to come in, help you figure this out, and then answer whatever questions you have. See if it makes financial sense.
Is there any
for you.
obligation if you come out to talk to people?
No obligation other than just being nice to me.
Oh, a glass of water.
We like,
Right, yeah.
glass of water is always nice. I won't say no to that.
Yeah, our whole goal is to go out and help people and see, can we help you save money on your electric bill? You're already paying your electric bill. Can we get you a system
And
to
can you
produce your own
install this
electric?
equipment? Here's the bottom line.
Yes.
Can we put this equipment in, and when it's all over said and done, and you're paying for the equipment, and your electric bill is gone, are you coming out ahead? The bottom line
That's
is,
the
can you come
question.
out ahead?
Right, are you
And
coming
you
out
can
ahead?
sit down with them before they ever buy it.
Right.
And run the numbers and say, based on what you've got here and what your electric bills are.
Yes.
We can do this and this and this for you.
Yeah, we have an amazing computer program that calculates that all
Obviously,
out.
without
Yeah,
computer
it's
software, you
wonderful.
couldn't do this.
No.
Not only that, but what impressed me the other day when we were talking was the fact that you monitor every single panel on every single house, so you know ahead of time if it's going to fail or if it's failing.
And with the app, as the homeowner, you can watch that yourself as well and see what's going on.
Well, let's wrap up again. If people want to set up an appointment with you, give me the email address and Facebook and phone number a couple of times, okay?
Okay, well, first I want to let you know that this coming Monday and the following Monday, Monday the 28th and Monday, October 5th, we're going to have a solar question and answer on Zoom. And to get there, all you need to do is go on Facebook to Let's Talk Solar San Antonio, like us, and you get
And
the
that's
link
gonna be
there.
on Monday?
This coming Monday and the
Okay.
following Monday at 7 p.m.
7
So you can
p.m.
ask any question you want to. You
And
can
what is it again? What's it labeled?
Let's Talk Solar San Antonio.
Okay, now phone number.
Is 210-651-2255.
One more time.
210-651-2255.
Any other thing? Any Facebook or email
The,
or
fa-
website?
the Facebook is Let's Talk Solar San Antonio.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, James DeCocq and Travis Kooch, good friends.
Yes.
Freedom Forever Solar. We thank you very much for being here with us today.
Thank you, Roy. Enjoyed having us here.
Thank you.
Thanks again for watching. Come back and see us soon. And remember, have a sunshine day.